So here's my temporary shop setup. Might be interesting for some of you guys. Very urban environment. My greenwood hell. Here's some logs, cherry logs. Some of the old wood chips packed already, ready to go to the dump. Yeah, and just one piece of kit, except the toolkit that we're having a look at in a second. This is just a very, very simple setup for a chopping block. It's actually a piece of Japanese poplar, I think, or similar. And I used to, like, it's quite small, so I used to sit next to it. It's quite small, so I just put it on some legs. Not a lot of green wood here, like, to get here, so whatever I can get, I make into crafts. Yeah, so these I just put on some oak dowels. And it works actually quite well. So just to look at this piece of urban greenwood carving kit. Lighting is not too good here, but here you can see this very basic lineup of 2 different diamond stones, very cheap, from Home Depot kind of store. And here we have a small Belgian stone, and they're all attached with this very simple Rainier style nail method. And it's actually doing quite well for a temporary shop sharpening kit. Really going through the stones. This is quite coarse, a little bit finer grit. And here we have a, yeah, considered 5,000 to 8,000 Belgium stone. And then I can take it to the leather. Hi folks, and welcome to another video in the Woodsman's Finest Urban Woodsman series. This is gonna be the last video from Japan for a bit. I'm gonna go home very soon, so I wanted to shoot one video that was still very important for me, and I wanted to get out to you guys. When you're traveling, or when you're living in an urban environment, or you're a beginner, all those situations, you might wonder about the very essential carving kit that you can bring on trips, and that you might want to get if you're a beginner. So this is basically what you see here is basically the very essential kit that I would always try to bring when I'm traveling, or you might as well call it the tools that I use most often in spoon carving. So there's no special order to the stuff I want to go through. I have it here in a very nice Japanese toolbox that I got from a old house. It was wrecked down, and they just had all those old stuff sitting outside, like nice baskets, and there was this toolbox. I think it might be entirely made from cherry wood, so it's really pretty, and it really fits my tools perfectly. So when I'm working here, I store the stuff in here. So what do we have here? Oh, maybe let's go with a certain kind of order. So you might want to worry first of all about your, like, I go in order of using tools. So I always have some kind of pen with me, like pencil with me. This is like a typical carpenter's pencil. I think this is from Byebye, an Austrian pencil. This is something you can acquire anywhere, or you just use another pencil. It makes a difference though, how hard or soft they are. Then you might want to bring an axe. I personally love this axe and love axes in the 650, or let's say like 500 to 700 gram category. This one happens to be one that I made a while ago from an old French head that I modified a little bit, and yeah, it has a nice long cutting surface. It serves me very well. I modified it a little bit, sharpened it up. Yeah, just overall self-made, of course, with one of my, sorry for the shaking, everything a little bit experimental here. Yeah, has one of my custom leather sheaths that I made for this a while back with the Molly attachment, Chicago screw. Yeah, so this would be one thing I bring. So from there, another thing that I always have with me as well when I just go countryside or something. An axe is important, the saw is nearly more important, especially when you think about harvesting wood as you go and stuff like that. So on my trips as well, this custom sheath stored Tajima 24 centimeter folding saw. It's always with me, bought in Europe, ironically now in Japan. So that would be the second step in your production carving process for the spoons. Sorry, a little bit noise in the background, I hope it doesn't disturb you. So that would be the second item that's completely essential for me. Then before we actually come to the knives and stuff, I just wanted to mention this here. This is my butcher's bib. Nothing very romantic, it's just a piece of paracord, and the material is actually a piece of elk neck. Very pliable material and still very thick, protecting my chest when I'm bracing the spoon against my chest, which I usually do when I carve, and it left very bad scars and all kind of like little wounds before, and I'm not very big fan of those. So this is very practical, especially if like also for women, because it's just more pliable, so it's more adapting to this individual chest shape, and I find that the butcher's bibs from harder materials like veg-tanned leather, the spoons are not really sitting in there, not really grabbing, they're kind of sliding off, and if I'm putting a lot of force into a cut, the last thing I want is the material I cut actually sliding around and being insecure. So yep, this is my butcher's bib. This is also, believe it or not, it's a very essential item for me, because before I had this, carving got after a short while actually not really comfortable, and me now carving like several hours at the time sometimes is no way without a butcher's bib. So those gonna be available, by the way, from my website and my Etsy shop pretty soon, because why, you might wonder why I actually make them available, because it's just a piece of leather, but this is elk neck leather, and it's in places over 5 or 6 millimeters thick elk leather, and this is actually material you're not really coming by that easily, and occasionally it's just really I have a source for it, and I love using it for all kind of stuff. My carving bag, you see in my other carving kit video that you could check out if you're interested in my like more tools and stuff I use, a bigger variety of tools, then you might just want to check out my other video. Yeah, and my carving bag is from that, and I make quivers for archery and stuff as well from the material. It's pretty cool. So the next thing, of course, is going to be your Sloyd knife. It's also the next part in the process. The Sloyd knife. This one is just a Mora that got a custom Swedish style Sami sheath from me a while back, because the sheath Moras come with sock, which is fine because the price is really good, and the knife you get is already completely justifying the price, more than actually justifying the price. But I just happened to have some Swedish nice Laplander leather around. It's very thin leather that yeah, I made the sheath from. It's wet molded, so yeah, wet molded you can call it actually. So what it does, I just want to show you the sheath for a second. What it does is this knife is sitting in there 100% secure. It's like a modern Kydex sheath. It's not going anywhere. And then I just use this kind of method to securely get the thing out there. Yeah, so this is on my belt usually. It's just a regular Mora blade, really worked and sharpened, but it would be the knife that I use most of the time. Yeah, for now got the custom one with very similar shape and a little bit better steel on order, but for now and for the last several, yeah, probably 1.5 years, I got this, which is for a daily carving knife, actually quite a while. So yeah, Next thing we gonna get into, and this is actually already pretty much the last thing, is the 2 hook knives that come with me all the time. Here we have a Hans Carlsen right-handed hook knife that I also sharpened and polished a living thing out of. I have a review on this on my channel if you want to have a look at it, because I highly recommend the 2 knives I'm going to show you now. By the way, all the tools I show you are a little bit more in detail described in my carving kit video, and on some of them I actually have reviews. And if you're new to carving or you don't want to do the trial and error purchasing, I highly recommend you just checking it out. Hans Carlsen right-handed hook knife, for me, great knife. Overall knife, if I just can bring one or something, this is really small. You know, just throw it together with my Sloyd knife and my axe into my bag and I'm good to go. Because with this you can do something very small. I make really tea and like salt spoons with it. And at the same time, if I just want to do the extra bit of work, I can do ladles with this. You know, cooking spoons, ladles, anything bigger. It does the same job. You know, it leaves a little bit more tool marks probably, which is fine because it looks really good. Excuse me. And other than that, it's just awesome. It's great steel. It's well made. It's affordable. It's also easy to come by, like I say in my review. And yeah, last but not least, if I have the ways to bring it, like I had this time in my suitcase, this would be my 6.5 centimeter Nick Westerman Tuga cam. There's also a extended review about that, like a longer review about this one on my channel. And I also have a review, or better, more like a technique video about using it, like a little bit of a tutorial, because it's quite tricky, and if you don't know how to, this thing is gonna take chunks out of your hand. It is a great tool though, and if you're really thinking about getting into all kinds of carving that include bowls like spoons, train, cookers, small, big bowls, anything, and you're not that much of a gouge guy like me, get one of these with a long handle. This one has probably like a 50 centimeter handle nearly on it. I can use it with both hands, and yeah, and if you have the ways bringing it, like suitcase, big backpack or something, then yeah, this would also be, in my case, part of my essential kit. In your case it might be a little bit a overkill maybe, but for me it is part of the essential kit. Yeah, so that would be the second hook knife. And as far as spoon carving essential items go, this would be it already. Another thing I want to bring in again that I showed already in a video, specifically for this one, and I also showed in my carving video, is my Sloyd strop. This one is the strop style I make. This is the long version. I have a pocket version as well. This is like half the size without a handle, and this small handle just is enough space so you can lean it and like lean it onto something, or like have it on the side of the table, having workspace. This one has 2 different compounds applied, and the specialty about this, you might wonder, is their completely perfectly rounded edge that has the leather glued onto as well, like it's going around like this, so it strops all my hook knives, gouges, and anything I can imagine. And I checked the different sizes. It really works all the way to my personally smallest hook knives, and they're quite small. So yeah, that would be the Woodsman's finest Sloyd strop, which is also of course part of my essential kit, and because I had the space I brought the big one. So yeah guys, I hope that you like this video, and this would be it for now, for a while, with videos from Japan, since I'm going home to Austria tomorrow and then off to Canada for a while. And stay tuned for very cool videos coming from there. I'm gonna mix it up. It's gonna be all kind of cool stuff with a buddy of mine, and stay tuned for a lot more tutorials, a lot more videos as well about EDC, urban woodsman series, EDC, knife reviews, anything you can imagine, craft related and outdoor related, bushcraft related. There's a lot of stuff coming up. So if you have had a good time watching, and hopefully the video helped you a little bit with some inspiration or some questions you had about essential kits for spoon carving and traveling, then it would be awesome if you left some feedback in the comment section and leave a subscription. Thank you for watching today, guys, and have a good one. Bye bye.